Hello, everybody. We are live.
Hello.
Oh, sorry for the sleepy chat today.
Yeah, it would be cheaty. Sleepy.
Hello, everybody. See? It'll be like that. Oh, sorry for the sleepy. Why aren't you muted? I muted you.
It would be cheat. Who's muted?
My stream is not
Oh.
muting. Okay,
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's nice to just hear yourself on repeat while
Right.
everyone else is still talking. It's great.
Right, yeah. I like to try to pick my voice out of other people's voices and figure out what the hell you're saying so that while I have some sort of fake stroke.
Yeah, same. That's why I
Uh,
completely forgot to mute the stream. So yeah, that's always wonderful.
hello, Jesse and Autumn.
Hey
Welcome,
guys.
welcome.
Yeah.
It's fun to come to the live show and have already some comments in the chat. The word order there wasn't exactly on point, but whatever. I'm going to roll with it.
It's all about making yourself understood. It doesn't have to be coherent.
It's great because I mean, if people have been watching your streams for a while, I think by now they're used to me being only quasi-cohesive.
Okay.
Oh my God, coherent. Oh, I'm going to shut up now. And
speaking of incoherency on YouTube, I have to complain about this.
Yes, please.
What is the problem with people on YouTube using whenever wrong?
Whenever?
Like they'll use whenever as if it's about something that happened one time. Like, I was having a really bad day whenever I walked in on my husband cheating on me. How many times did that happen? It better have fucking happened once.
Yeah.
Well,
you can't use whenever that way. That's not how it works.
No,
that's not how whenever is used. No. You have to use it to mean something that has happened multiple times. You can't use it that way. It's driving me insane. It's like a YouTube problem.
I have to complain about something too. Which one of you was it that told me they hated the word hustle?
I don't like the word hustle.
You don't like the word hustle, and now it's annoying me whenever I hear it. Because I used to hate girl boss with a passion, and I still do. Because I just don't get it. Like, people complain that we're using girl and not woman, and girl is diminishing or whatever. And then they use girl boss and then I heard like girl boss and boy boss, and I was like, no, it's just boss. It's fine.
Right. I use like a boss constantly.
Like a boss is different. I don't have a problem.
I use that all the time.
I have a problem with the word girl boss.
I don't use that ever.
I picked up hustle from you, and you'd be surprised how often girl boss and hustle are combined.
Yeah, that girl boss hustle. Whenever I am in the middle of my girl boss hustle.
Like, I'm getting more neurotic by day. Like, at some point.
That's when you're picking up other people's problems. I don't know what to even say.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that annoyance was like contagious, but apparently it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because I had no problem.
And it's contagious through the internet.
Yeah. It's an internet virus.
And by the way, there's a song called Hustler, which I absolutely adore. There's a fine video of what's his name, Steven Rechless, dancing to that song.
There's a perfectly acceptable porn magazine called Hustler as well.
Yeah, no, I just watched that religiously because Steven Rechless is like super graceful and beautiful. And I used to pretend that was research. I had a pole dancing character in a short story like 4 years ago, and I'm still researching it. And although there are other pole dancers I enjoy, there's something about Steven Rechless. It's just perfect. Also, at some point, he published a comment a message of mine on his Facebook, on his like profile.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I sent the message, we weren't connected, and I was like, oh, I'm sure you'll never see this, but thank you. I was like, no way, going nowhere with inspiration. And then I found your videos and whoo, story written. Thanks. He posted that. Yeah, it was nice. I felt really good. It was better than him replying in private. And that was like freaking awesome. So yeah, Hustler and that song in particular, it doesn't bother me, but Hustle started to bother me because it bothers you, and I think I'm being annoyed, and then I get annoyed for you, and then I get girl boss, and oh my god, this was a long rant.
Never mind a girl boss hustler. Yeah, I hear a lot of that girl boss hustle.
Yeah, I know.
And
that
I don't know. I just feel like the implication with hustle is that you're doing something underhanded.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I don't need that.
And I just hate girl boss. I mean, I don't hate it. It just annoys me because I'm like, why can't we say boss? It's like, do we need the girl there because we can't just be bosses? Like, why? But and then I don't understand. I can say girl boss, but I can't say bossy because sometimes apparently that's a negative.
I like bossy.
I like
I'm
it
not,
too. I am bossy a lot. So
yeah, I'm not offended. I try not to be terribly offended by words. Sometimes I don't like them, like I don't like hustle, but I'm not offended. And I think that's the big difference is whether you're just like, I don't like that. That rubs me the wrong way. And whether like I don't dislike someone if they say hustle. Like that it doesn't go that far. It's just like I'm just like
It's just like, something like the sound of nails scratching on the blackboard.
Yeah.
It's just like
although nails on blackboard, I might just get offended if people keep doing that.
I feel like both of those things are horribly unoriginal now too. So like when your whole shtick is that you're a writer, when you're using things that are so cliche to describe yourself, I feel like that's a strange divergence.
Yeah, but see, entrepreneur is overused, but I think that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't think it's necessarily overused the same way that girl boss and hustle are.
Yeah.
Well, and I think to some extent, entrepreneur describes something very specific.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's a very specific word for a very specific type of work. Whereas both girl boss and hustle are almost generalized to the point of they're used to describe anything that could possibly maybe sort of be used. Like they're very broad terms.
Yeah.
And so
and the thing with entrepreneur, the reason why I love the word is because it comes with a sort of a mindset. It makes you think of an author career as being a business that you're running, and it makes you think of yourself as an entrepreneur, which means you have to invest in yourself, in your business, in your career, things like that, and stop dreading like planning a budget and marketing and stuff like that, which everybody's like, oh my god, marketing, the part I don't like to do.
And it's a much more descriptive word than hustle or girl boss. Like it actually tells you something.
By the way, for the first time, I feel like we started strong with a stream that clearly defines us as writers, because we're just having long conversations around words and their usage.
You know what's so funny is that there's a new guy in my office, and I was watching your stream with Claire because I was at work. When you guys do your writing streams, I then like go to town and like write as fast as I can for work. And this guy comes out of his office, he's new in our office, and he was like asking me what I was watching, and I was telling him kind of about the YouTube and what we do on the YouTube, because he does marketing, so he knows how all this works or whatever. But he was like, you know what the biggest problem with writers is? And I was like, oh shit, what? And he was like, they like to talk about writing more than they like to write. And I was like, you know what? I can't argue with that. I was just like, that's fair enough.
Oh my God,
this isn't writing. This isn't just talking. This is actually writing.
That's not the biggest problem we have. The biggest problem we have is that we're just so weird that this is the only form of either work or creative work or art as you want to think of it. The only one where putting in more time and getting more work done is seen as a negative.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you've heard of the stupid Cockeygate scandal, which was everywhere. It made it to the print press and whatever. It was on The Guardian, I think. But the problem with Cockeygate is that people immediately started, oh, she released 17 books in 2 years. It must be crap. And we got into the new and very old conversation about fast writing is bad writing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many posts about this. And at a certain point, I went to a guy and went like, dude, if I wanted to write less than a book a month, I'd have to never write more than 1 hour a day. And if I dictate, God damn it, stick to 15 minutes max. And I was like, and this is me as a full-time author. And don't get me wrong, I can procrastinate and fuck around for 7 hours a day. I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Well, and I think one of the problems that reveals is a lack of understanding about the writing process.
Yeah, and the craft. I mean, it's like I'm coming to you and saying, oh my God, you're learning more than 1 song per year. You're a horrible pianist. You're like horrible. You should take time, like take the same song and practice it for 6 months. And that's the only song you can practice. But if you add a few more to the mix, just to, change up your skills and maybe use more keys. I don't know. Then that makes you a bad pianist. It just
here's the thing. I could and often people don't think about somebody who puts out a lot. They are writing more in a shorter amount of time because that's probably the main thing that they're doing. Like
they just type faster. God damn it! It's not my flow that I type fast. I've seen Oh yeah, no, Jesse. I think that's an issue too. You're right there. That talking about writing is the only time when you actually talk to other writers, because a lot of writers are introverts. So they need something to get them out of their shell, and usually talking about writing brings them together and makes it easier. Like I've seen a lot of people who are extreme introverts and have anxiety and don't like crowds getting out of their comfort zone enough to go to a writing conference, which is overwhelming, because you've got like 100 people in close quarters discussing stuff. So I think it's a good thing. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this thing annoys me. Like any other job or craft or creative art, the more hours you put into it, the better you are, and it's fine. It's like going to a violin player when they're young and they have to practice for 8 hours a day or whatever insane numbers they have, and telling them 1 hour. Do it more and you'll be bad at playing.
Well, and I think part of that comes from the traditional publishing industry and their rules that you publish 1 to 2 books a year and that's it.
Yeah, but it's because of how slow the trad publishing is.
Right, but I think that's where that idea comes from.
Well, yeah. And I think that
it's new. It's new. Even in trad publishing. I mean, think of the Fahrenheit 451 book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Claire was talking about this. It was written by a pulp author who wrote 10,000 words a day.
Yeah.
Because, bills. So you can't just dismiss that. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. And the thing is, I've seen someone else who said, on a good day, in an hour, on a good day, they could write 250 words in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. And even in their case, if they write for an hour every day, they still get a couple of books done per year. Like, it's just how much time you put into it and how much time you have to put into it, because or how much time you make to put into it, I should say.
The other thing people don't notice is that the length of the books does matter. If you were writing, 3,000 word or 3,000 page books, you would only be releasing 2 books. Like that also enters into it. That's the thing that people don't think about, is that if you're releasing 40,000 word books, that's the same as somebody releasing 120,000 word book.
Yes, but there's something more to it. I mean, like, if you're ThreadPub and you're one of the 1% of authors who can make a living with one huge selling series, you are not pressured in the same way to write more books.
No.
The majority of authors have to keep releasing to make some money. And from what I've heard from people who do way better than me, there are more cases of indies making enough money to support themselves than of traditionally published authors making enough money to support themselves on writing alone.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
So at the end of the day, like, if I have enough time for this and I can write, why shouldn't I? Just because, I mean, I should literally like write 2 months a year and then fuck off for the rest of the year, because otherwise I'm publishing more than 2 books a year, and that's bad somehow.
Here's my response. Let them complain about it and prove them wrong.
Oh yeah, no, I'm totally okay with that. But the thing is that people say this without thinking, and then when you put it into perspective and into numbers, and what that would mean for someone who's a full-time author, they're like, oh, okay. Because I posted a comment on a guy's post on Facebook that I was friends with. And then I was like, oh my God, I should just go and delete that. I don't want to get into the conversation. I couldn't find the post, and I left the post there. And the guy read it and actually liked it. And then there was another post kind of in the same direction from someone else. So at the end of the day, I think people don't realize the numbers behind this. And I mean, I've never seen someone bashing someone else for taking too long to publish. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen it the other way around.
Well, George R.R. Martin, but other than him, no.
I'm not speaking of people that take 10 years to release a sequel. That gets on everybody's nerves. And I'm sorry, George R.R. Martin is nothing. People reading the Berserk manga waited for 10 years for some characters to get off a freaking boat.
I've waited 25 years for a season of Twin Peaks, so
yeah, exactly. Things like that. Like,
for a man to get out of a lodge.
Oh, yep. By the way, I have to tell you this, because you know how we're always, because we're writers here and we're talking writing now, you know how we're so careful not to have a word repeated too much?
Yeah.
Because then it sounds weird. Well, Mike and I have been watching this anime series called Space Dandy. And
Space Deli?
Dandy.
Dandy?
Yeah, Dandy.
Okay.
It's like Space Dandy. And it's like, the intro is Space Dandy. He's a dandy guy in space. And then there's something else. And then these are the adventures of Space Dandy and his brave space crew in space. And it's so good. It's so good. I mean, it works so nicely as an intro. And the whole character is so freaking interesting. And then you kind of catch on early, and then it's confirmed throughout the series that it has a pretty solid physics backup, because it's kind of string theory based and multiple universes and things like that. And it's freaking cool.
Oh, that's fun.
I mean, like, the characters kind of die in half of the episodes of each season. It's fun. and then they're back like nothing happened, which is totally cool. And some explanations are so over the top, but it's so nice. And there's a lot of rainbows. And there's a chain of restaurants in space called Boobies. It's a central point in this entire series. So yeah, that was like a good example of doing something that in theory is really bad, but doing it with a certain purpose. And it sounds great. Like
yeah, like you're supposed to put an adverb after. Oh god, it's doing that repeating thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're supposed to put an adverb after your verb, but Star Trek says boldly go.
Yeah,
and it works for that.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't know why I'm getting a repeat, but
it's just you. It happens sometimes.
No, I can hear it too.
Can you?
Oh, it's gone now.
Is it gone?
Yep.
Yeah. Weird. I jiggled my headphone stuff, so maybe there was some sort of short.
Just, you know what? When it comes to the word said as a dialogue tag, people have very different opinions. Some will tell you like avoid it and then give you lists of 50 words to replace it with. And then you see the other side of the coin where they say that like 80% of the time the only dialogue tag you need is said.
Yeah.
And I kind of tend to agree with that. And if you don't want to overuse it, maybe use action tags.
Right.
But otherwise, it gets a bit crazy. I mean, unless you're driving a point home with just a dialogue tag that you couldn't like explain better.
Right.
Like hist works really great to explain that whisper shout thing or actual thing. And for both of those variants, hist works perfectly. And anything else you'd try to use to explain it or show it in any way, it would just take too much time and wouldn't have the same effect. So, I mean, you can use whisper shout, but hist is better and more poignant.
Yeah. Here's the thing about, now I'm echoing.
Yep.
No, I think it's just between the two of you, because for me, it's perfectly fine on both ends.
Well, that's silly.
It makes it hard for you to talk, though, when you're hearing yourself.
Yeah, I know, because I always get an echo when I stream with only one person.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. So when I'm streaming with Claire, I will get an echo like for half the duration of the stupid stream, and it's annoying.
That's awful.
Oh, Jessie says she can hear it.
Yep.
Sorry.
I don't know what to say about that, though, because if we close the stream at all, then my stream is done.
I mean, if it gets really bad, you can tell us. If it's bearable, then we'll just keep going. If not, we can only...
Well, and if we're writing, it's not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And we've been on for 25 minutes and haven't written anything yet, so.
Yeah, let's start.
Let's do some writing
at 1:30.
Yeah, that sounds great. Jessie says it's not overwhelming her, so.
Okay, great.
It's not that thing where it does the immediate second after you speak so that your brain shuts off. It's not like that, so.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did y'all hear my doorbell? That was pizza coming. I'm going to eat pizza during our...
oh my God.
What kind of pizza?
Huh?
I'm going to die here.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about food because she doesn't get to eat yet.
Well, I'm going to eat it. I'm sorry.
I'm already salivating. Like.
You'd be welcome to come over, but I don't think it'll be very good by the time you get here.
Did you get Anna's?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm salivating.
Yeah, there's a local place that we get our pizza at that is fabulous. So.
Oh my God.
It's their delivery people are all kind of special.
Oh, great. The thing is that I started eating and drinking coffee later today because I slept in. I was awake at 2 a.m. last night, something like that.
Ooh.
And I started at around 9:30, almost 10, to have my coffee or something like that. So in theory, I could have eaten later in the evening, but I kind of stopped earlier anyway. I was full, and by the time I could have eaten again, it was past my 9-hour mark. And I was like, "Oh God,
That's so
great."
sad.
It's sort of sad, but on the upside, I ate a lot of ice cream yesterday, which is not especially good for me. But we've discovered this brand of ice cream. They had like huge 1-liter tubs on sale, so we tried it, and it was delicious. And then I went to buy some more, and I couldn't find the tubs with the ice cream I wanted, but I found some other ice cream boxes from the same brand. They're premium, and I got 2, one with walnuts and one stracciatella. And I just wanted to test it, and then it was so good that I had it the day before, and then yesterday for me. So earlier today, I had like 2 portions, one after the other, because I just couldn't stop myself.
I want ice cream now.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I want pizza too. Pizza and ice cream, and you know what? As long as I'm asking for it, I want French fries.
Oh God, yeah. Now I'm hungry, and
I used to eat a lot of French fries. I don't like them very much anymore.
Yeah.
It depends on the French fries.
Yeah.
It's really, and Mike's mom does something where she like boils the potatoes and then just fries them a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not like deep fried and super greasy. And oh my God, those are so good.
Thank you, Travis.
That sounds delightful.
Or you can, the other thing you can do is like cut them as French fries and just use a bit of olive oil and spices to just rub them in and then put them in the oven. And they have kind of the same texture, but they're not fried in oil.
Yeah.
So they're a bit healthier.
My former roommate, that's what she does. She makes them with sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes.
I do that. I mean, I can eat them if I have enough of chili to them, so that they're sweet, spicy, not just sweet. Because the first time I had sweet potatoes, baked like in the oven, and they were made to look like French fries. The first time I had them with steak, I was like, "Why the hell am I having dessert with my steak? What is this?" Like, no. And then I upped the pepper and chili.
Yeah.
Worked perfectly.
I like them with garlic and a little bit of like almost like a Cajun.
Oh, Jess is right. It's time to write people.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to start the timer?
I have one if you want me to.
Okay.
All right.
How long do we go for?
I do 15.
Okay, cool.
All right, 15 minutes starting now.
Yay!
Hooray! All right, that's my timer.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
I
how'd you
got
guys
four
do?
and a, I got 4.5 pages edited.
That's
which
awesome. That's a
Woo!
ton.
Yeah, works.
Awesome. I started something new.
Oh, what's
So
that?
I hadn't been writing since I finished the D&D adventure, so I got 304 words.
Nice. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Excellent. I got 526.
That's awesome, CJ. You're doing great.
Yeah.
Jesse, how you doing?
Jesse. Is Autumn here? Autumn was here. Autumn, if you're here, how are you doing too?
Your Autumn was here.
Nice.
581 for
Well
Jesse.
done.
That's
Nice,
awesome.
Jesse. Nice going.
I was also eating, to be fair. With
Oh,
my
I heard
yeah.
it. It sounded delicious.
I celebrated a lot.
I ate some of it and then I had Travis put the rest in the fridge because I'm trying to work.
By the way, if it makes you feel any sadder for me, not only did I know you were eating pizza, I'm also editing a bit where my character whines a lot about never-ending hunger. Because the character in question became a vampire.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I would
So
think
everybody around you is talking about wanting food.
yep, which works great.
Yeah, it sounds lovely.
Also, for the first time ever, it's not like she begged somebody to become a vampire. She actually didn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was literally one person in the entire world who wanted her to become a vampire. One.
Unfortunately, that person did it.
No. Forced someone else to do it.
Oh.
Hey,
Hi, Amber.
Hey, Amber.
Also, I should say the one person, he's the baddie. Well, for this book.
Oh.
For the first book.
Intrigue.
You should read the first book. It's free on Instafreebie and almost everywhere else.
Really?
Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you for stopping
Hey,
by.
Brian.
That's very nice. You can do it for reals. And you can always come back and watch this on a replay and write with us anyway.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I do it too.
Most write-ins are in the middle of the night for me, so then I watch them the next day and write during them.
Yeah, that's what I do with your ones with Claire. If I don't happen to be randomly up at that hour.
Yeah, I call it a win when you're asleep because that means you're getting your rest.
Yeah.
Although it is a lot of fun to be there when you guys are streaming.
It is.
When do you guys stream next?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, so in 5 hours? 4 hours?
4 hours. No, 5 hours.
Okay.
5 hours and change.
Yeah. Maybe I can make it since I slept all evening.
Yeah, that might happen.
That might happen.
I hope it doesn't because you need your rest and we're streaming tomorrow morning for you. On my channel. I was thinking to sort of steal your idea a bit and combine the discussion with some writing because, I need all the help I can get and all the shame and pressure to get my writing and editing done. So, yeah. I'm super
All right, so are we going to do another 15 soon here?
Yeah.
We'll do it in 5?
Yeah, we can start it in 5 minutes.
Top of the hour. Or no, that'll take us to 10 after.
Oh yeah, that will take us to 10 after, and then we can take another 5-minute break and do another one or something. I have no problem.
Yeah. I didn't have much to talk about tonight. CJ and I talked about some topics, and I literally thought we had talked about most of them already. So I was like, well.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I think it works.
Look at what Sailor got me from Free Comic Book Day. Dun dun dun.
It's so awesome.
I'm so excited.
No
I have
idea
not
what
read it yet.
Zim? Alina,
Sorry?
have you ever seen Invader Zim?
That's what I said. No idea what it is, but sounds good.
It's a old
Okay,
Nickelodeon cartoon, but it's
Okay.
it got taken off
It's on the
air for being
wall
inappropriate.
behind her. If you look at that.
And then
Oh, that's so cute.
there's also, this is the main character. There's tape on it, or there's glue on it, but that's the main character.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Jessie, I'm not, no, I can't answer that. I can't pick favorites. Like if you ask me favorite author, favorite book or things like that, I'm lost. But I like when it comes to the scope of it and the depth and all the world created, the worlds, plural. I kind of am a huge fan of Frank Herbert. But then again, just as huge of a fan as of most authors who write sci-fi and fantasy and create intricate, huge worlds with interesting history and even more interesting political systems.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is just like a couple that I've mentioned. I liked Asimov a lot as a kid. It's what got me started with sci-fi. And I read it when I was like 10 or 11. So I think I kind of tend to like authors that you can read and enjoy at any age. But then again, it depends if you stick to the same genres, because I think I would love reading Alexander Dumas right now. I mean, I'd still like to read The Three Musketeers. So.
Yes.
Uh-oh. I've got a visitor.
Oh,
say hi. You're going to be up here. You're going to say hi. Look at your beautiful face. I'm a jerk. She's gone now. She didn't like that.
She wants to be petted, but she hates being held.
Yes.
Yeah,
She doesn't want to be tied down. I'll say, Jessie, my top, for a very, very, very long time, C.S. Lewis was my favorite writer. But I think that was more because I read him when I was very young. Like that was the first, his Chronicles of Narnia series was the first thing I ever fell in love with literarily. Like that was the first series of books that I just like, oh, it's glorious. But as I've grown up, I actually find that I enjoy, I've been obsessed with Terry Pratchett, who writes the Discworld series, which is fantasy satire-ish, and Neil Gaiman. Those two I've really, and most recently I've become obsessed, and I kid you not, obsessed with J.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. My sister mocks me because I listen to them on Audible, and I get to the end of the trilogy, and I have a tendency, I listen to The Hobbit and then I listen to the trilogy. And I get to the end of the trilogy, I'm like, oh, I want to listen to it again. It's so good. And she's like, you just spent like a week and a half listening to these books. Really? I'm like, I can't help myself. So that's where I'm at.
My favorite author is probably Stephen King. But I also really like Chuck Palahniuk. Dennis Johnson. I really enjoyed Jesus' Son. If you haven't heard of that, you should check it out. It's very interesting. And I like Tim O'Brien, who wrote The Things They Carried, is freaking beautiful.
Oh,
all right.
I forgot to mention Brandon Sanderson because we were talking about lengthy series. Also fantasy. Like
it is time.
Let's go writing. Well, editing.
All right, 15 minutes, start now.
Mm.
All right, that is time. Pause my music.
I think another 4.5.
I only got 220 words.
Still decent. Decent.
Yeah.
Worth it.
I don't know if I'm going to keep this anyway, because it's kind of not, it's not sticking.
Okay.
So that happens.
It's a good writing exercise.
Yeah. It's never for nothing. Jesse got 531.
Nice. I got 356.
Woo woo. We've got a tag on the stream. Tag. Meow.
Hi. Hi.
Oh. She does not like me.
Why?
But I like her.
Well, she's really suspicious of people coming into. Although I will say, since we moved to this house, she's been much more
curious,
accepting of people who come in. Like, she's not nearly as territorial when my students come over, and she's not really ever been fond of kids, or at least not since she's gotten old and cranky. But she's lets my students who come to the studio, she lets them pet her. Like, no real whining about it, no like going off to hide. She like comes out to see them, and then when we go downstairs, she goes to her bed and sleeps.
Yeah. My landlord came over with a 6-month-old baby, and the baby made a noise, and Dreamer hid for 3 hours. That's not an exaggeration at all. Like, she was hiding 3 hours later under Travis's desk. She was like, nope, I am not fucking with no kids.
Oh, wow.
To be fair, she's experienced your nephews, which is entirely different.
They love hard.
They do. They don't love halfway at all.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Poor kitty.
Yeah, she does not do kids. She loves grown-ups, though. Like, adults are her thing. She loves people. But she's just terrified of children.
Yeah, well. Aris is, like, totally in love with kids because, you know, no matter how hard they love him.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
It will hurt them more. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Crowley doesn't really care. He's really indifferent toward people. If he can sit on your lap, he's pretty happy about that.
Yeah, makes sense.
He's your pretty typical, like, tabby cat, and he's striped. You just can't see his stripes. You can see him on his tail, but he's just a tabby cat. He's not anything special. He had a sister who was from the same litter, because cats can get pregnant while they're pregnant.
Oh, wow.
So he had a sister who was 2 weeks premature from the same litter, who was a Persian and a tabby. So she had a flat face, but she was like an orange tabby cat.
Oh, God.
She was super cute. I think she died.
Oh.
Hey, Trinda.
Hi, Trinda. I didn't get to say it with the chorus. I'm sorry.
No, it's nice like that. I mean, like, Trinda came just when we were talking about a poor cat dying. Like, see?
Yeah.
It's because she writes post-apocalyptic stories. That's why.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Mr. Crowley's 14 years old, so she lived like a full life. And like my roommates adopted Mr. Crowley and Tang and Dot all at the same time. They were the 3 in the litter. So, and Dot was just a striped cat. Like, she was a gray striped cat. She actually got her stripes. But she ran away, so we don't know what happened to her. But yeah, she ran away when they were living over in Mulford Park Apartments. So it's kind of ghetto. So it's a distinct possibility that she ran away and was picked up by somebody within like an hour and moved into their house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know? So that's what I like to think happened. I have no evidence to the contrary.
So that's what happened. We're
So I
sticking
just
to the
assume,
theory.
yeah, and I assume if she's gone now, she lived a good life, and that was, you know, whatever. But
Ares knows he's not supposed to die for a very long time. I told
Mr.
him.
Crowley's just not allowed to die at all. We've talked
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, yeah, I could try that, but I know it's impossible. So at least he's
I'm
still
gonna do
has
mouth to mouth on a cat. I know that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I would do that to Ares, no problem.
See, it's one of those things. Like I just know that in my future is mouth to mouth on a cat. I'm gonna do it.
Hey, at
And
least
this
you're at peace with it. I mean, like, you know, just like prepared.
There isn't like a class you can take for it.
I can't imagine there would be.
At least not around here.
My dog sleeps in the weirdest corners. Like he's now sleeping like between the bed and the door with most of his head and neck slammed into the door.
What a weirdo.
That seems comfortable, but if I ever ask him to come up in the bed when I'm there, he won't. Unless he sees I want to go to bed and he goes and literally just sprawls in the middle of the bed so I can't get in. A lengthy back and forth until he moves to the like end of the bed so I can sort of squeeze next to him. And then he gets comfortable for like 3 seconds and then he's off. And I'm like, well, that was a lot of effort for nothing.
Yeah.
Autumn is good that you got words. I think that those are words, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Do we want to do another one for tonight?
Yeah, I could do another.
I could do another one. It's not going to go terribly well. I can already feel it.
Yeah, I know. I can do one more, but I'm not sure I'm up for a fourth. Like.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I can tell you this will be the last one.
Yeah, so we can like start now in 2 minutes and then have a chat after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We really just jumped into it tonight, like with talking and stuff.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was a fun conversation. Sometimes the best conversations are when you don't have a topic planned.
That's true.
Okay.
Ugh. Can I tell you, I hate spring when my cat she's just shedding everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that's every season for me, so.
Ugh.
Yeah, Trinda, that counts for words. Definitely. Yeah. I've seen your Instagram posts. Those are long.
Earlier this week, on Monday, I wrote, hold on, I can tell you how many words I actually wrote. I wrote a D&D adventure, basically, because I ran one, so I had to write one. If it opens, I don't want to know characters. Yeah, I wrote 2,100 words. Well, 2,200 words.
That's good.
Good.
Yeah, so. And I didn't actually write the ending. I just played it out. I knew what it was, but Travis is gonna probably convert it and put it up for sale.
No.
Nice.
I'm not gonna do that because that's not my gig.
Right.
But he can do it.
Yep. Yep.
Why not?
All right.
You know, he's a writer, and he actually asked me where I got the idea for it. It's like the question you're not supposed to ask a writer, and he's a damn writer.
Oh, yeah. Let's
Good
do this.
Lord.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's time. Right, people. Let's go for another 15 minutes.
All right. The button is hit.
Yay.
You're so pretty. No, don't do that.
Something's gonna turn out.
You're so heavy. Just.
And that is time, everybody.
Yay.
I switched to editing and got 6 pages.
That's awesome. I think I got 3 or 4. No, 4. I think another 4. I don't know. I have like 12 total for tonight.
I have 24 pages left to edit.
I got
So maybe
237, but I had to do some research, so
that'll happen.
that's
Yeah. Yeah, like my total is 12 pages for tonight, and I'm at page 51 of 181, so I have 130 more to go. Yay.
Not too shabby.
In
nice, Simone.
5 days. I have 5 more days. Yay.
Hi, Simone. Good job.
Simone? Oh, that's nice.
Jesse got 736. That's awesome.
Very
That's
nice. That's
the best one
excellent.
tonight. Yeah, everyone did great.
Trinda got 50 words.
Yay.
Exciting. Everybody did a good job.
Yay. Round of applause for everyone. Also, I didn't fall asleep, so I think that also deserves praise.
That is
It
a win
does.
right there. Yep.
Also, I think my talking is bothering my dog.
You're interrupting his sleep.
He just lifted his head and gave me this horrified look like, why aren't you just shutting up? Like, oh God. You know, he's just looking at me, like trying to guilt me.
This is how my brain works. I slept some, so my phone just went off, and I was like, "Who the hell is Facebook messaging me at this hour?" It's 8:37 p.m. on a Friday.
Yep. Mm.
There is nothing wrong with messaging me at 8:37 p.m. on a Friday night. Good God. I'm an old lady.
He needs a new spot to sleep because I'm bothering him.
Do we want to do promoing ourselves, or do we want to skip it tonight?
No, we're not skipping promo.
Okay.
We are not skipping promo.
Okay.
Right? We're not. I'm not letting you.
Alina says she's not letting me.
I hear that.
So
I
I guess
imagine you should be shocked by that.
I guess we should start with Alina.
I knew that was coming. I really knew that was coming. So I actually have three things to promote today. So I've just released a box set for the first 3 books in Famous on the Internet. It's available on Amazon for now.
That's awesome.
Yep, thank you. So it's pretty much pay the price of 2 books and get 3 in the box
awesome.
set. That's how it works. And also Dusk to Dawn, which is a gay contemporary romance set in Romania, because why not, is on a Kindle countdown deal for another 2 days. And you can get that for 99 cents, also on Amazon. And the third thing I'd like to promote is that The Age of Hope is now available for free on InstaFreebie. You can just claim the book, or if you're feeling generous or interested in my urban fantasy, you can also join the newsletter. There's a checkbox there if you want to. So, yeah, I think I've given you the link to that before. I'm not sure. If it's not in Sarah's description, you can find it in the description of all my recent videos on YouTube. So
yeah, nothing's in the description box right now because I'm a jackass.
It's okay. It can always be there later. So yeah, go check those out and see what piques your interest. By the way, The Age of Hope has vampires in it, and it's fun.
There you go, everybody. All right, CJ, do you have anything?
Well, you can go check out my YouTube videos, which I haven't added to in a while, but there's some pretty fun stuff out there now. Also, keep an eye out. I am working on my website, and that should be up. I'm hoping to get it up in June, which will come complete with a first installment, hopefully, knock on wood, of a serial that I'm writing.
Awesome. By the way, my website is live finally. I forgot to say that.
Yeah. I was gonna ask.
I remembered. Right. I'm sleepy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
I'm currently doing a giveaway for a copy of Suggestion 376 or Inside Darkness. That is not currently in the description, but it will be. You'll get a copy of one of these books. It'll be signed, all that good stuff. And I will mail it to you with my own monies. So that's kind of what's going on right now. And then all of my links are down below. I have links to like everything. So
yeah, you should definitely check her books. Also, don't read them late at night if you're a scaredy cat like me.
Yeah, or me.
Try reading them in the daytime. But if you have no problem with that, read them whenever. It's great. It will make
you don't mind being scared out of your mind.
Like, you know what the thing is, like, as scary as her stories are, the one that's most prominent in my head right now is still the Bigfoot one. For some reason, like, that stayed with me. It was just
I love me some Bigfoot.
Yeah, that and the I always forget what it was called. The one with the girl who's on a date with the guy, and then
is it Just a Little Kiss?
Yeah, that one, Just a Little Kiss. I knew it had a kiss. Yeah, that and the Bigfoot are like the ones that had the worst impact on me.
Taxidermy is probably my favorite, but I think that's linked to the movie.
Oh, that's fun. That's a fun one. I like that. And I
like taxidermy.
I was going like, oh no, oh honey, no. But the other one, the Just a Little Kiss, that was kind of Wow. Okay. I'm not going to sleep now, and it's not even evening.
Yep. It puts you off from first dates forever.
Autumn got 110 words.
Nice.
About them. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't get it. What's with these kids and going to dates in cars? They can't control themselves. I drove myself to dates. Like,
Me too.
What the hell?
And you always have a friend on speed dial just in case.
No, because
somebody
this
knows
is great.
where you are.
Yep.
I mean, the only blind date I went to, blind as in I hadn't met the person ever. I've seen just a couple of photos. The only completely blind date I went to in my adult years was Mike, actually.
That's funny.
That was my first and only date ever from Tinder. Like, the one and only.
I would really like to write a short story or something about my middle sister. She decided that she's always really wanted a family. And so, like, I don't know, 8-9 years ago, she decided she was going to start dating. And she was like, she's one of these people that's like very, I will find a way to do it and I will follow the rules and I will, like, she's very figure out how it's going to work. Mm-hmm. So she started.
That sometimes works.
Yeah,
I know real life.
And it worked for her. I mean, that's how she met her husband after many, many, many bad dates. But she has some really amazing doozies. And because she is not at all subtlety, she and subtlety have never met.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even sure she knows what subtlety is. So, like, a bad date, she's not shy about saying, "Are you out of your gourd? That is not acceptable." And she has some wonderful, wonderful stories of really bad dates. Like, nothing like horrible, but like, she had this one date. I believe the way she phrased it was, the guy was so boring, I had to hold up both ends of the conversation.
That would drive me insane.
Yeah. Needless to say, not the guy she married.
Yeah, obviously. Well, I know a guy who wrote an entire series about this. Well, he should probably continue it. The series called 52 First Dates. And he decided he wanted a husband. So he decided to have a first date every week. And just, see who survived the first date. And he was going to do that for a year. I don't think it lasted for a year because he ended up meeting his husband. But I've really enjoyed reading I think he published three books in that series, 3 or 4. Yeah. And I've enjoyed meeting them in person and meeting the husband. And it was like really cool. They're freaking fantastic. But yeah, that organized thing works. And I think you could write it. I mean, why not?
I'd have to get permission.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'll change the names and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, but ask her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ask her. I've seen family issues start for way less than that. So.
Right.
God. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for tonight.
Yeah, we derailed the promo.
No, I think we got them all out.
Yeah, but we derailed it still. I mean,
we got them all out there.
Yeah. We're great. We're great. I had tons of fun tonight, by the way. I have to say that.
I did too.
Yeah.
And I got the editing done, so awesome stream.
Right. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow morning still, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Tomorrow morning on Alina's channel.
Twice tomorrow morning, because if you're still
Alina's going to be in the middle
1
of
or 2 a.m. Yeah, I'm going to be on Claire's channel, and if not, we'll see you at 10 a.m. Is it 10 a.m. Central?
9
a.m. 9 a.m. Central and 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. It's fine.
Nope, I have trouble with it sometimes too. So
it's all good. We'll see you in the morning, guys.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.